morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, I get to share with you a Pokemon card that is ridiculous. It is one of the most ridiculous cards we have ever seen, and I can say that with some high level of certainty. I mean, the card is literally called Well-Rounded Musician. Which is, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure that is a comment on the way of the musician, which is definitely the kind of thing you would not be able to call a card outside of Japan. If this gets an English release, and to be clear right at the beginning here, there is an excellent chance this doesn't get an English release. But if this does get an English release, they are definitely not going to be able to call it this. The lovely Primal Lugia initially translated it as plump musician, which is amazing. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Now, the lovely Antoine Boulet has, of course, provided our translation here. Why would they not? We like Antoine. And apparently the card reads this: draw 3 cards while singing your favourite song. If your opponent liked your song, they may applaud. I love this. And the funny thing is, right, there are a couple of actual ruling things we need to mention. Number 1, you don't get to draw 3 cards unless you're singing a song. And then they've literally put in the translation, in the official wording, it says, if your opponent liked your song, they may applaud. Nothing happens. There's no extra benefit. It's not your opponent may applaud and draw 1 extra card. It is just saying that, look, if your opponent enjoyed your song, they can clap. And that will be nice for everyone involved. And I love that. They've literally added in this, which is brilliant. And again, there is nothing here to suggest this isn't a legal card. It is a numbered promo. It is Sword and Shield promo 119 over in Japan. There is nothing to suggest this is not an official card and that this could not be played, which I love. Now, in terms of what this card actually is and where it's coming from, it is a promo featuring the artist, which is being included in the official soundtrack for the movie. So this new movie that's coming out of Japan, you buy the official soundtrack and you will get yourself this particular promo. It's why there are a whole bunch of Zarude in the artwork for the card, for instance, which is rather lovely. And then, of course, you've got the artist who is essentially conducting the Zarude because, you know, why would they not be? And this, of course, for me, is mobilizing me to think, well, hang on a second. Surely I should be going ahead and trying to find one of these because I love weird Pokemon cards. And it feels like I should be going to try and buy a copy of the soundtrack. The good news is they'll probably sell it on Amazon Japan and they will ship to the UK. So I'm starting to feel pretty good. I'm probably going to end up with one of these cards because who doesn't want the Pokemon movie soundtrack? I definitely do. Now, Antoine has actually pointed out that this is not the first time that this has actually happened. There was a shiny Altaria that was actually released as part of the, deep breath, Pocket Monsters X, Y, and Z TV Anime Character Song Project Collection Volume 2 compilation, which according to Bulbapedia was released on the 26th of October 2016. Which is kind of cool. Although they did actually only have this for a little while, a later version of the CD, or a different version released on the same day, was packaged with an Ash Greninja EX card, which I'm assuming for most people was probably a bit more interesting. Now, we did actually get this Altaria, but we didn't get this artwork. It is literally just identical to the Altaria that was printed in... Well, it was in the Generations expansion, but it was in the fancy shiny version of it. So that was kind of cool. Radiant Collection, that's what it was called. RC, it was in the Radiant Collection. So we've previously had one of these, and it's not like we've never actually seen a card that involved you singing before. The Mega Sachiko EX, now, I will say that this card was never actually released outside of Japan. It was limited to, I think, literally 100 copies in Japan, and it features a Pokemon that isn't a Pokemon, it's a singer, and there was no Sachiko EX, so you couldn't even ever actually play this card. Whether it was legal or not was irrelevant. There was no way to play it without the regular EX. But that had an attack which read, sing ah for as long as you can. This attack does 10 damage times the number of seconds you sing for. While singing, your opponent counts the number of seconds accurately. Oh, and apparently there was a note on the card which literally said it couldn't be used at official tournaments, covering just in case there was a way to play the Mega without playing the regular, although I don't think there ever actually was in the end. So we've had weird singing cards before, and we've had weird promos before that were included in official soundtracks. What I will say is that the Altaria, although it made its way out over here, we never got that regular artwork. Now, the good news is we actually did get Ash's Greninja EX. Kind of. We did get it, but the version that was given out with the CD over in Japan did have Ash in a little circle throwing up a Pokeball, which we never actually got outside of Japan. That actually never made its way over here. We got a very, very similar version of it, but we never actually got the version with Ash on. Now, I should actually probably for a second just take a look at what the card actually does. We have said what it does, but just for a tiny little bit of analysis here, it's Hop. Or if you don't want it to be Hop, it's Tierno. And if you don't want it to be Tierno, it's Cherin. It is exactly the same as these cards, except you have to sing. And there's two ways to look at this, right? One way to look at it is, well, this is more annoying for my opponent because I get to sing right in their face. And one is, it's a more annoying thing for me because I've actually got to sing. I do love the way, now there's nothing on the card to say it's not legal at tournaments, which means until we're told otherwise, until some ruling is made, it is legal at official tournaments. And I love the idea that we're going to be at the World Championships and a Japanese player is going to come along and just start singing really loudly in the middle of the World Championships and be totally allowed to do so, because that is what the card actually says to do. And this makes me so gosh darn happy. I love this. And to be fair, if you want to play Hop, and there was a tournament once where I actually legitimately had to go and find someone with Tierno because there was some weird complicated reason I actually wanted one in my deck, which was weird. But most of the time, you're not going to be playing this in your deck. I think is fair to say. So, I don't know. It's a fun one. I love this. I love that it is borderline playable, but also ridiculous. Now, there is hope for this card. And the hope for this card basically comes around because of Evolutions. Evolutions was a weird set, and apparently now all of a sudden people have decided that Evolutions is a really expensive set. It happened basically overnight and is weird and a little bit confusing. But in Evolutions, we did get the card Imakuni's Doduo, which has the Pokemon power Frenzied Escape. When this Doduo retreats, hold this card and throw it as hard as you can because Doduo is running away. Throw the card horizontally with a snap to get the furthest distance. Now, I've been sitting on this one for most of the video because it is another singing card. Harmonize, 2 colorless energy, 30 damage. From the moment you use this attack, you must begin to sing a song. While the song is being sung, the game continues. When the song is finished, this attack does 30 damage. Now, I love this because you can essentially sing all the way through your opponent's turn and then take a surprise KO on their turn because you actually now can get the KO. You do the 30 damage, maybe take a KO, then your opponent has to put a new active, and then you KO that as well. It's kind of fun. So the fact that we actually got Imakuni's Doduo as a secret rare in Evolutions means there is an admittedly tiny, but there is a chance that maybe we do end up getting this card at some point in the future. Maybe not, but there is a part of me that really, really wants to get this card. Fun fact, we did actually get an Imakuni in Generations as well. It was a supporter card that reads, "Your active Pokemon is now confused." And I have a couple of friends who once did karaoke with Imakuni. Shall we say my jealousy is somewhat off the charts. I mean, if we're scoring this card, we got to give it 3 Wassies because it is borderline playable. It's not good, but it's borderline playable. And I would play this over Hop in a heartbeat. Because it's got better artwork. I don't particularly like Hop. Oh, How. I didn't mention How earlier when I was going through the cards that draw free. There we go. Now I've mentioned How. And I get to sing. So why would I not want to do that? If nothing else, it's a cool promo. It's a ridiculous promo. Why would I not want to share the news with you lovely ladies and gentlemen? So there we go. Now we have. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this card. I want to know if you would play this card in a tournament. And of course, the most important question... And I do want everyone listening, still listening, I want everyone to tell me in the comments, what song would you sing while you played this card? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.